Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe. I did a little shopping. I thought I would do like a little haul on some high-end products. I thought I would try out some products that are a little bit more on the expensive side that I've seen a lot of other YouTubers love or other Instagrammers. I thought I would give them a try for myself. I'm here to be your guys' guinea pig. I'm going to show you some products that are, you know, what's hot on the streets. I'm going to let you know if the hype is real. I found some things that I absolutely love, but I find with makeup it's a lot of like chemistry almost. So I've been playing around with a few different products. I'm going to show you what I got and what I love, what's got to go, and what I will be putting into my actual foundation routine. You know. See how it goes. So first thing I'm going to show you is the Nars Creamy Concealer. This is what it looks like. I've actually got it on today. I really love this. But for my skin, I'm going to need to play around with it a little bit more just because I found that it wasn't covering as well as I wanted it to. It is pretty full coverage, but I have a little bit of darker circles under my eyes that are a problem for me. But this is what the concealer is up close, and this is something I'm definitely going to be keeping in my foundation routine because it's excellent. The color I got was Honey. I first got Biscuit, but I felt like it wasn't giving me my life because it wasn't bright enough, so I got a lighter color, but I still found that I took a touch of my Studio Finish and just tapped it over top of my eye. Next thing I have is also from Nars. This is the Frenzy Dual Intensity Blush. I actually really like this. If you're somebody who wants a blush and a highlighter, I think it's awesome. I have a lot of blushes and I have a lot of highlighters, and this is great, I think, for travel or just throwing in the purse if you want something easy and quick that has two things that you might need. I don't wear a ton of blush, so for me personally, I don't know if this is something I will bring into my everyday routine, but I do love that this blush is really nice and sheer and glowy, and this highlighter is awesome. I know a lot of people were tripping over the Whisper of Guilt and the Extreme Dimension highlighters from MAC. This is pretty similar in texture. I find it's a little bit more, it's not as wet looking, it's more of like an actual highlight, but the blush is also really, really nice, and it's sheer, which is awesome for a bronzy person who likes to tan. So this is cool, although I do feel like this is definitely for somebody, and I think I'm gonna hang on to it. I don't know yet. Next thing I got was this Bobbi Brown bronzing powder. I have a hard time finding bronzers that are dark enough, and this I think is really awesome because it's very blendable. I really liked it for that reason. I tried it with another foundation and it looked a little bit blotchy, so I'm pretty sure it was the foundation, and that's one I'm going to tell you about in a second. And I also tried it with this foundation I have on now, which I'll get to in a second. I find that because the color is just not really for me, it didn't work that well. But I do feel like if you have a deeper skin tone and you want a bronzer to contour with, I think this would be awesome. But it just wasn't for me, and I felt like the shade Up wasn't quite dark enough. These are a little bit more on the cooler side, so they're great for contouring and stuff like that, I think more so than a bronzer. So if you've got deeper skin tone, this is awesome. This personally just isn't for me. I'm going to stick to my dark, deep mineralized skin finish, which is my favorite bronzer, which is what I got on now. Okay, so next thing I have here is the Marc Jacobs Genius Gel. I really wanted to try the new foundation, but they didn't have my color, and this isn't quite my color, but it still worked and I was able to get it to look nice. This is gorgeous. It's buildable coverage. It felt a little hydrating, but as I've said in kind of like my past foundation videos, I can't really use products for foundation that are hydrating because my skin is dry and uneven. So I've got dry patches on my skin, and I find if I use something that's too hydrating, it'll kind of absorb on the normal areas of my face but stick to the dry patches, and then it gets blotchy. Because I'm someone who uses a foundation that's a different color than my actual face because my body is darker, this didn't really work for me. When I first used it, I really did fall in love, but it's good for somebody who likes to use primers and stuff like that. I might give it another go with the coconut primer underneath because it smells really good. They were just sold out at my local Sephora, so I didn't get it. But if you've got nice skin that's a little bit more on the dry side, I think this could be something really great for you. But the level of beat and how much makeup I wear on a daily basis, it wasn't quite for me. So I think it is a beautiful formula, beautiful texture, and it looks great, but it's just not for my skin. Another thing I have here is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Concealer. I don't think I gave this enough of a chance. I think just because on my first swipe I didn't get my whole life, It's a little bit more of a creamy kind of texture. I really do also want to love this. I'm not sure if I got the right color. It's kind of more like neutral, and I think I need something with more pink or peach in it to conceal the dark circles under my eyes. So this, I might try it again in another shade, but this one didn't really work for me. Okay, so this is something I am obsessed with and I really love. I didn't get this from Sephora, but I got it at Holt Renfrew. But I see a lot of people use it and love it. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is staying in my foundation routine. I actually used just like a couple squirts, whatever, of my Pro Longwear foundation first, just because I really wanted this to last a long time. I also tried that with the Marc Jacobs foundation, but didn't really work. I find that this lasts all day. The coverage is amazing. It's full coverage, but it still looks kind of natural, and it dries dry. So it's something that I feel like you can get kind of like a dewy or fresh skin look without, lost my train of thought. Without it separating and kind of coming off on you. I feel like my skin looks younger with this, and this is in the color 8.5, which is probably a little dark, but I don't mind tanning a little bit more. So I've been using this and the honey color of the Nars Creamy Concealer, and I love it. But again, I haven't tried it just on its own, just because I hate when I'm going around throughout the day and my foundation is like off. So I put just a little bit of that. I'm not so much of a primer person, but maybe that foundation is my primer, which I've used foundation as primer before and it's actually awesome. So it's a beautiful foundation, and I find that you have to use less. So I mean, I was fine with my Pro Longwear. It's nice, but this is next level. Like, I feel like it makes my skin look delicious. So going back to people loving the Extra Dimension skin finishes by MAC, and they keep discontinuing them because they're limited edition, blah blah blah. I hate when products walk out on me. So I found Bobbi Brown highlighting powders. Holy shit, got my whole life from them. I really like these a lot. So first I went and I got the Bronze Glow, which is this one, which I think is really great to add a really dewy finish to your skin. For me, it was too dark to just wear on its own as a highlighter. If you are darker skin tone and you're looking for a highlight, this is poppin'. This is gorgeous, and it has a little bit of warmth to it, so it's not going to be like an ashy highlight. I'm deciding to keep this even though it's a little dark for me, just because I like to put it on kind of in the areas I can't put a highlighter. So like, I'll just swipe a tiny bit around my face, a little bit on my cheeks to carry the kind of radiance down from my actual highlighter, and then I went and I got the Pink Glow. So I think this is great on a huge range of different skin tones. It's got a little bit of warmth in it as well. It doesn't show up pink. I've got it on my face right now. I feel like the texture and the formula of these are actually better than the In Extreme Dimension by MAC. We'll see how they go as I use them more, but these are going to be introduced into my foundation routine as well. So love them. So that's it for this beauty haul. I've given you some of my first impressions of some of the products. Some things I'm going to keep, some things I didn't quite get or aren't good for my skin. I'd say all of the products that I used were good. I just have kind of very picky skin, so some things didn't quite work for me, but I would recommend them for other people who, you know, don't need that long wear and stuff like that. A lot of people hate the Pro Longwear foundation, and that was my favorite for a long time just because it worked on my skin. I'm gonna like try and play with some of these things a little bit more that I didn't quite fall in love with right away, and I'm gonna try and get the right colors, and then I'm gonna come back with another haul for you and let you know how it's going. So I'm gonna do a more affordable brand haul, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this tutorial. I have never done a haul before, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow, and love yourself and stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye.